Okay, so this section we're going to be, one of the parts of it is we're going to be given a trig function value and then what quadrant the terminal side is for that angle, and then we need to find another trig value for that angle. So first step is to identify a couple of key points. The first one is that here's what we know, cosine is that, and then we know that we're talking about a quadrant 3 angle. So I'm going to draw a quadrant 3 angle, well, actually triangle, like so. And I'm going to identify my theta is right there. So I know that in quadrant 3, this is going to be negative and that's going to be negative. My radius, or r, is always positive, correct? Always positive. So now I look at this ratio that I have right here. Cosine is what over what? Adjacent over hypotenuse, or x over r, correct? So our x value is going to be 3, or negative 3 actually, and then r is 5. So we need to find out what this is, correct? So we're going to do Pythagorean's theorem, and I'm going to call that y because that's my y coordinate. Y squared plus negative 3 squared equals 5 squared. So y squared plus 9 equals 25. Y equals 16. Y squared equals 16. That means y is 4, but we're going to make it negative because it's in quadrant 3. So now we're ready to find the sine of theta because we know x, y, and r. And sine is y over r. So we identified y as negative 4. We knew r was 5. There we go. Okay, so our angle theta is in a quadrant 2 angle, so I'm going to draw a quadrant 2 angle. And then that reference triangle. And secant is what over what? Secant, so r over x. Okay, so r has to be 13, correct? Even though there's a negative with it, we know the negative could be put anywhere. So r is a positive 13. The x is going to be the negative part because in this quadrant we go left and then up to find whatever we need to find, the point. So we don't know what y is. We need to find y so that we can plug it in to find the cosecant. So again, I'm going to use Pythagorean's theorem. And I think you get 12. Is that right? So y is 12, which is okay, because you're going up. So it's going to stay positive 12. And now we have enough information to find the cosecant. So that's the reciprocal of sine. Sine is y over r, so cosecant's r over y. We're finding cosecant, and that's reciprocal of sine, correct? And the sine is y over r, so cosecant is...
I thought you were talking about secant.
Oh, then cosecant's r over y. Okay, let's do one more. And then I'm going to send you to Miss Reberg's classroom. Yeah, I am leaving. Sine is -1/7. We know our angle lies in quadrant 4, the terminal side. We want to find the cosine. So I'm going to draw a quadrant 4 reference triangle. And sine is y over r. And in quadrant 4, the y is negative, so we're going to have -1, and r is always positive, so the 7 goes there. We need to find x. So, Pythagorean's theorem, x squared plus -1 squared equals 7 squared. Bless you. And simplest radical form. Tell me if that's right.
Yep.
4 radical 3? And so we have enough information to find the cosine of theta? Cosine is x over r, so that would be 4 radical 3 over 7. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a handful of problems to do as your assignment. And tomorrow is Wednesday. If we take notes, then I'll post them. Those of you who might be gone because of Stuco. So page 563, I want you to do 11 through 23 odd. And I should see all this kind of work for each one of those problems. So I want to see a reference triangle drawn, labeled sides, work to find your missing side, and then the trig function you need to find. All right? Wonderful. If you want to pack up and head to